Let's see, judges, can you hear me all right? Are you comfortable? You have to stand today, I saw. Sorry about that. When you're ready, I'm ready. Time. Welcome. My name is Michael, and I want to take you into my world of specialty coffee today for the next 10 minutes. So, how did I start brewing specialty coffee? It all started actually with 1 cup of Hohlrieder Battles Finca Kilimanjaro from El Salvador, which I enjoyed so much a couple of years ago. And later on I wanted to extract those flavors then into my cups of coffee. And I was looking for the very best cup of coffee, but I couldn't find it. So I found out that there is something much more pleasant actually than one very best cup of coffee, the surprises you find in coffee. So let us get to coffee now. What do we need for brewing coffee? We need water and we need coffee. As there's quite some water in coffee, let's talk about the water first. Today in the morning I tried 3 different waters with that coffee, and I found out that the competition water, the BWT water, delivered the best balanced coffee today. Other waters had more acidity, but this had the best balance, so I went for the balance today. And then of course we need coffee. And the coffee I'm using today is from Ethiopia. As you can see here on the screen, I put it a little bit back then you can see better. It's from Western Ethiopia, from the village of Geisha, and it's from Adam Overton's Geisha Village Estate. And while I get your first brew ready, you can see some pictures here of the estate while I explain a little bit more about the coffee. So, Geisha Village Estate, that's about 20 kilometers of the Geisha, of the forest where the Geisha 1931 variety was harvested and then cultivated on that farm. And this farm is between 1900 and 2100 meters above sea level. So just a very nice altitude for growing coffee. And as you can see, there's a lot of trees there which give shade, and there's a very old coffee population also in this Geisha Village Estate. And this shade and those tropical soils, those rich soils, the altitude, this is very good for growing coffee. So they harvested the Geisha 1931, and then they, sorry, while I'm pouring I always get a little bit distracted, I don't want to do anything wrong here. And then actually they harvested beans, and they took the geisha, cultivated it, and then planted it on those old soils which have been there for coffee long before the estate was there as a coffee estate. Yes, then they take very much care of the process to pick only the very ripe cherries and to actually treat them the best way they can. When one bean is dropped, it stays dropped on the floor, it's not picked up again. So as I said, this is Geisha 1931 variety. And this variety was later taken into other coffee producing countries, and we could probably say it's the grandfather of the so popular Geisha coffee we enjoy so much from Middle America today. What else to say about this coffee? It's a natural process, and well, now we know about the water, we know about the coffee, we know about the variety, so we can probably look at the brew method I'm using today. And as you can see, I use self-made filter devices, the filter holders are self-made. And there's 2 simple reasons why I want to do this. And the one reason is that I wanted to use ceramics. And ceramics actually I wanted to use because of its heat capacity. It can keep the temperature level inside the filter by brewing on a steady curve from the start of the brew temperature to the final brew temperature in the end. And the second thing is actually that I wanted an energy leads to the fruity cup of coffee at the end if you have a rising temperature. Metal, the temperature drops and the fruitiness is not so much in the foreground there. And the second reason is actually that I wanted to use the same grind profile, but I wanted to reduce my extraction time a little bit. So I made bigger holes in my filter holders. And I can show that to you actually here. They are slightly bigger than in the regular per-liter filters, and this reduces my brew time by about 10 seconds, which leads to a cleaner cup of coffee in the end. And I couldn't find a filter like this on the market, so I just decided myself. My friend helped me here a lot because I'm not so good at working with clay. Alright, so we have the water, we have the coffee. then we can actually look at the brew method. Filter I already said, I got a little bit distracted now. What did I want to say? Yes, we have yes, I really forgot. You saw that I pre-wetted the filter paper before I started the brewing process. And I do that out of two reasons again. The first reason is if there are some papery notes inside the filters, which is very rare today. But if they are there, they are washed out. But much more important to me is that if the filter paper is saturated with water already before brewing starts, the first aromas and the first flavors extracted out of this coffee, they are not trapped in the paper, they are trapped in your cups where I want them. Alright, so the second brew is getting ready. We're looking at the total brew time of about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, as you will see in the last cup I'm going for you. Alright, now the recipe. The recipe I'm using is 60 grams of rather coarse ground coffee with some thick 28 on my Comandante mill, which has very little fines, or very few fines only. And I decided to keep the fines actually inside the grind, because it adds to the balance of the cup in the end. Then 250 grams of water at a temperature of 92 degrees in the kettle, which leads to a temperature of about 89 at the end of my brew time. And this again leads to a very balanced cup of coffee, which has a nice medium body. The roast profile of this coffee is a very light profile, as you heard in the presentation before. It's the same roaster. He has really light roast profiles, and the fruitiness and those wonderful sweet flavors are very visible in those coffees. And this coffee was roasted on Monday. So it's now 4 or 5 days ago. I aired it yesterday to get the best results, because vegetable flavors are not in your cups now. Which are in fresh roasted coffee, sometimes you find those like herby touches. Alright, talking about flavors and aromas, I could probably give you a description of what to expect from this final cup. I also wrote it down for you in the morning after trying the coffee. In the aroma, you will find floral notes of jasmine in the beginning, and this jasmine floral light note will accompany through the whole cupping process. Then there will also be a little bit of dark chocolate in the final brew, in the aroma, and you will also find a pleasant sweetness of cane sugar. And then we go to trying the coffee. When you taste it in the flavors, you will get stone fruits like peaches, also the nice acidity which is in peaches, and there will also be some hints of blackberry, but I don't know if you're familiar with those mountain blackberries, which have this pleasant bitterness to them. You will find exactly that in here. And what else will you find in the flavors? Let's see, for the time, because I said 2 minutes 20, but don't forget about that. It's the last filter, so probably 225 at the maximum. We have 220 and the water is already gone. Okay, so it will be 230. I was 5 seconds off. I'm terribly sorry about that. Flavors, going back to the flavors. There is a flavor of orange, which is very interesting to me, because you have the wonderful flavors of the peach, which has acidity, and also the acidity of the orange, the citric acidity, but they're both there. It's not that it's kind of getting together, it's there, you will taste it there. And then there is also, when you wait a little bit longer, when it cools off, the sweetness of the cane sugar comes in again, which you already had in the beginning when you took the aroma. Actually, the aroma I would ask you to take immediately when I serve the cups. Then we go to the aftertaste. In the aftertaste you will find the dark chocolate again, and there will also be some sweetness again of the cane sugar, and all in all it has a medium acidity, which is, as I said, mostly citric, but there is this hint of peach also there, and it has a medium round body, which is very pleasant. That's why I took this water today. So, I do hope that you enjoyed my world of filter coffee a little bit. Of course I serve the ladies first. So here's your cup, and please take your own immediately. But much more important than having fun in those 10 minutes is that you like this cup of coffee. I do hope that it is a pleasure for you to taste it, to take this away. Time.